Well, two things about that. But first of all, is Putin actually in the clear here in terms of being complicit? In that the Americans warned a week or two ago, people stay away from crowded venues, like exactly this. We fear a terrorist attack. It happened. Putin said, "Oh, they're just trying to panic us." No, we don't. That's misinformation. What do you make of that?
Well, Putin...
And, of course, the police did not arrive at the venue for an hour.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Andrew. Putin was a man formed, grown up and created in the KGB. He was a colonel in the KGB. Disinformation, terror, the whole lot. And I think the case is very strong that he has previously staged fake terrorist attacks in order to justify strategic moves. On the balance of the evidence we have so far, but let me hasten to say I don't know, but on the basis of the evidence we have so far, I think it is an Islamic State attack, which he is now ruthlessly exploiting. Now, it's true...
I just mean that he was warned it was coming, he did nothing to prevent it, and the police didn't come for an hour.
Yeah, the only thing I'd add, I'm not ruling that line of thinking out at all, not at all. The only thing I'd add, though, is the Russian ability to have a massive cock-up is fantastic, as we saw with the initial invasion of Ukraine. So, you know, the policemen were drunk, no one was on duty, nobody answered the phone. It's not inconceivable. But then Putin, of course, whether by design or by incompetence, has this mess, and he will try to exploit it.
I just worry that he could exploit it to do something even worse to Ukraine now, like nuclear weapons, God knows. Who knows what he'll do. One thing this did bring out for me is also a reminder again that this is the sort of thing that Israel is fighting against themselves. Islamist terrorism. We've also seen France undergo the Bataclan theatre attack, Manchester undergo a Manchester Arena attack, the same sort of thing. And perhaps we, people in the West, should recall that the Islamist terrorism is not something Israel can appease any more than any Western country can. The enemy is the same.
Well, that's absolutely right, Andrew. The Islamic State is trying very hard to reconstitute itself in a number of territories, in particular Afghanistan, which is now a very permissive environment for terrorists. It has come in waves. It's come and gone in waves. It tends hideously to say this, but it's true, to get great prestige from these big mass terrorist attacks. I went and had lunch with a couple of Israelis today, and they said the Hamas attacks on October 7, they didn't sound like Palestinian attacks. They sounded like Islamic State attacks. Now, they believe they were Palestinians, but who have imbibed the culture of Islamic State. And Islamic State wants to spread this ideology of which an extreme sadistic murderous quality is a central part. The violence is part of the ideology. It's not an add-on to, you know, the religion of peace or something. It's part of the ideology. And they will... Now, Russia itself has a lot of trouble with its Muslim minority. It's a big power in Syria. Islamic State is unhappy with what it's doing in Syria. It seems that Russia vetoed a second Syrian front against Israel because it didn't want its own military bases put under threat, and it didn't think the Syrian army could fight. So there's a big agenda here, and I think the terrorists are trying to make a comeback because, like China and Iran and Russia, they've seen a certain weakness in the West.
Coming back to the same theme again and again. Absolutely. Greg Sheridan, thank you so much indeed for your time.
Thanks, Andrew.